This week on Trill, we flocked the dashboard. So if you remember last week, I took my drill with a wire brush attachment. I drilled out all the cracks in my dashboard, got nice deep holes. Then I filled them up with Bondo. And then once the Bondo dried, I sanded it down to make it as smooth as possible. And then my goal was to take this faux leather vinyl wrap and lay it on the dash and have it look just like the factory dashboard was. But that didn't work out. So then I was thinking about rhino lining my dashboard, which is why I spray painted it black, is just to see like what spray paint would look like. And then I was going to rhino line it. But I Google image what rhino lining dashboards look like, and it just doesn't turn out as good as you would think. So I instead did what everybody was suggesting in the first place, but what I was nervous to do because I knew it would make a mess and might be hard, and that is just flocking it. So there's a guy that did this to his 240 dashboard on YouTube years ago, and he made it seem way harder than it actually is. He made it seem like it dries super fast and that you just don't have enough time to put the suede on. But that's not the case at all. So I started off by doing small little sections, and what you do is you basically lay this black sealer primer that they give you on it. It fills up most imperfections, and it gives you a nice dark black coat on the bottom. And then you take this little like fluffer thingy that you see me using, you fill it up with grinded up suede, and then you dust that grinded up suede onto it. And so the directions say you have 10-15 minutes to dust that suede on it before the sealer primer dries up. And I'm in 100+ degree weather, and I still had 10 to 15 minutes. So the guy that I watched on YouTube years ago, I don't know what he was doing wrong. But honestly, if you decide to do this at home, don't do it how I'm doing it in the video in small sections. Honestly, what I would do is do the whole top of it, then the whole front of it, and then the back of it. Because otherwise you get these ugly little seams that you can see right there from where your last flocking session ended and then the new one is beginning. It puts like a nasty little crease right there, and it's all going to come off once it's dry, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not super worried about it. But if you're going to do this at home, honestly, you have enough time to do the whole top and make it as smooth and as perfect as possible, then do the whole front, and then do the back and sides. Like it's really not as hard as some people make it out to be. So I'll show you the final product right here. This is what it looks like. And you could still see the imperfections in it where it bumps up where the cracks used to be. But I think once it's all dried up, I can dust it off, and then it should give me a nice smooth level surface. But even if it doesn't, I'm honestly so happy with the way it turned out. I still think it looks 1,000 times better than it did. And I'm going to be doing this to my drift car's dashboard as well, because I think it's by far the best thing. So I'll leave a link down below where I got the flocking kit from. Like I said, it's just flockit.com. It's super easy to remember. But I'll link it down below anyways. And it was really easy, awesome. Would recommend it to anybody that's looking to redo their cracked dash. All right, so with the dashboard flocked, it's still drying right behind me. I'm very excited to put that in the car. But next, let's hop over and try to make the steering wheel a little bit less rice. Okay, so this tape is not going to stick to this at all. All right, so masking this thing's not going to work, so we're just going to be super careful and not get overspray. In case you guys are wondering, I used to do a lot of graffiti as a kid, so I have really good cap control. If you don't know what that is, it's basically where you can control how much is spraying out of the cap at one time, and that's how you get the really fine lines and stuff. So my graffiti wall back here used to actually have really good graffiti, and then my friends would get drunk and come over and want to do some, and that's why you see what you see today. But I'm actually pretty good at it, so we're going to try to do this without masking anything off. That's turning out like dog shit because the paint's not wanting to stick to it. So we're going to scratch this idea for the day. We're going to come back, we're going to clean all this spray paint off and think of something else, because this is not working. More than likely, once I take acetone to it all, it'll strip off my paint and whatever kind of coat they have on that. So we'll come back, we'll acetone it, we'll do it right. I'll figure out a different way to mask it off, because I'm not going to be able to get a good paint job on that if I have to spray super close to get to those areas. Because with cap control, the finer the line, you want to get really close and lightly press, you know? So it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to mask it off so I can do wide misty sprays. So scratch that, bad idea. So I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I took some acetone and cleaned it up, got all my old spray paint off, which was actually a lot harder than I expected. After the whole rim incident, I thought it was going to be super easy to get this spray paint off, but apparently my spray paint's just way stronger than the ones that they used. So I got as much of my old spray paint off as possible, and then I took some sandpaper to it, and then it was ready for paint. So what I'm hitting it up with here, and notice I did not mask it off at all. Like, just tape doesn't work on this steering wheel. It does not stick. So I hit it up with some oil rub bronze paint, just like my rims, and then it was time to put the new hardware on, the new quick release, tighten that down all good. And so with it looking all hella JDM, I try to go ahead and just slap it into the car. Literally, I try to slap it into the car. It didn't work. So I had to drill out the holes because I wanted to use my old hardware that screws right into where my steering wheel used to mount, and those are like already threaded, and it's like these like bigger sizes than the ones that this came with. So I drilled out the holes to be one size bigger so I could use my old hardware. However, the spacing in between holes were not the same. So imagine like trying to put a 4x100 rim on a 4x114.3. Like, that's the issue I ran into. So it's not gonna work. So bummer, steering wheel just is not working out. I gotta figure out something else. I gotta try to either sell that cheap Chinese piece of garbage or something. I don't really know yet. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. So for now, let's get to mail time so you guys can see what I got in the mail this week. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys are curious of what came in, so let's find out. This one is going to be my clutch. And then there's like also a flywheel and stuff in there. It's a cheap eBay kit. It cost me, I think $240, something like that. And that's with the clutch, the flywheel, and the pressure plate. So it's super cheap, super Chinese, but hopefully it'll work. Another black box. That means it's from China. And it's my motor mounts and my transmission mount and some bolts. Which is cool, because I didn't know it was actually going to come with bolts. So, alright, so we got those. That's really good to know. That's an old package. Boom. This box. This one's actually super cool. So, this is an ISR Performance braided power steering high pressure line. And it's normally 80 bucks, and I got it for, I think, 40. Something like that. So it's used, but I mean, it's not bad. So I got that. That's cool, because I needed either aftermarket or I needed the dual overhead cam ones, but I literally could not find them any cheaper than that. So I got that instead. Next up is something that's really cool. Here's the shifter that should have came on my transmission right here. It's a B&M short shifter, which retails 250 bucks. And I got it with the price of my transmission, which I only paid 150 for, plus $150 shipping. So that's fucking sick. So we're gonna be just in the McDonald's drive-thru, just chilling. That's a little shout out to Mighty Car Mods. And yeah, we're gonna be short shifting through gears in the drive-thru. So that's awesome. Can't wait. However, I also got this Razzo shift knob on it, which I don't really want. So we're going to take that off and we're going to replace it with something else real quick. I bought this new shift knob, neochrome, of course. I don't have the plastic thing to make it the right size, but funny enough, it's also made by Razzo. So anyways, boom, neochrome shift knob on our new short shifter. It's not weighted, or, well, it's like, I don't know, it's not light, but it's not weighted. So, it's basically the same one. But it's neochrome now, so it matches the build. I didn't film it, but after that, I also got my boost gauge in the mail, which is just a boost vacuum gauge I picked up for like 20 bucks offline. And then my SR20 igniter chips, or igniters, or ignition, the little, you know, spark plug looking thingies, those came in today. I don't know what they're called anymore. I used to know. You could go in my old videos. I'm just not thinking today. This heat is getting to me, guys. It's melting my brains. I'm just dead. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for this episode of Ill to Trill. The support has been crazy lately. I got like 400 subscribers in the last week. That is nuts. So I want to say thank you guys so very much for that. Keep subscribing, keep hitting like, commenting. That's what gets these videos out there, and I really do appreciate it. You can also like my Facebook page, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. You know what? My Snapchat right here. You can do the little square thingy. Boom. And then also, if you guys want, Xbox Live gamer tag right there. You guys can add me on there. We could drift in Forza together, all right? Just because you guys have been so cool. There's more ways to get in touch with me. I'm on my Xbox like for probably like 30 minutes every night after work. I like drink a beer and play some video games, and that's it. So if you guys want to play with me on there, I'll be on there. Not play with me, that sounded weird. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Spiff, and I'm out. Peace.